The 2026 FIFA World Cup continues. Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Media Network and JB Sports' continuing coverage. It is day 2 of the tournament and teams are just about to hit the field at BMO Field in Toronto, Canada. It is day 2 of the tournament and our second of our 3 hosts get underway in the first game in Group B. Hello everyone, Matt White here with you at BMO Field in Toronto in front of a packed house of home fans. It is Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, the opening game of Group B, the opening game of the day on day 2 in this 2026 World Cup. Teams out on the field and we welcome you in to our coverage here of Group B. Hello there, Matt White here with you, JT in the background at BMO Field in Toronto for this opening game in Group B, as I said, which could be quite a crucial game in this group. It's the first game of it, but it might work out to be crucial. Switzerland and Qatar also in this group, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. That will be the game in this slot tomorrow, which is the second game in the group. Switzerland, by a long shot, the group favourites. So this one probably could decide who goes through as second in the group, and that would automatically qualify them, of course, for the next round and the first knockout round. Qatar, perhaps the whipping boys. We'll see how the hosts of the last World Cup will get on against the Swiss tomorrow. But today, it's all about Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. The first meeting in an international match between these two nations here at BMO Field, which is the first of 6 at this stadium in the tournament. Anthems underway on field in front of the absolutely packed house of just around 45,000 here in Toronto, which has been a sea of red and white all day in and around the streets of Exhibition Place, most notably from sort of the sporting world, known for its IndyCar action over the many years, but today it is the World Cup that takes centre stage. Group A took place yesterday, 2 matches. It was myself and Matthew Owens that brought you the game between one of the other hosts, Mexico. They defeated South Africa yesterday afternoon by 2-0. And in the second game yesterday to complete Group A, a cracking end-to-end game between South Korea and Czechia ended with a South Korean win. So they will be joint top of the group going into the next round of matches in Group A. It's Mexico and South Korea who play each other next on Friday. So that is going to be very interesting indeed. We'll get back to Group A when it comes the time. Group B is the focus for us here today. And then later tonight, Group D takes centre stage, of course, with the US hosting Paraguay at SoFi Stadium. We've just had Michael Bublé on the field. Alanis Morissette is now singing the Canadian national anthem for this opening match here in the most northern part of this trio of hosts up in Canada for the tournament. That's what's happening in the rest of the groups. As we can see, it's only day 2 and this is only the 3rd game, so everybody's still on 0 played and 0 points. Many more matches to go. This is game 3 of 104 matches in this tournament, so plenty more action to come your way. As ever, get your comments in the comments section throughout the day. We'll try and touch on them when we can. Here is how the teams line up for this one. As you can see on screen, Canada with some very noticeable names in their squad, and it'll be Jonathan David leading the line for them, the Juventus striker, 39 goals for his country. Edin Dzeko, the former Manchester City man, will be the man to look out for Bosnia, as we get a flyover here as well as the teams finish off. The national anthems are finished, and they are filling the stadium with pyro, smoke billowing from both ends of the ground in a good way. And let's hope that the atmosphere matches the atmosphere we had at the Azteca Stadium yesterday for Mexico and South Africa. That's how the teams line up. We'll tell you more about the players involved when we can, but Edin Dzeko leading the line for Bosnia, the former Manchester City striker, who today wins his 149th cap for his country, now playing his club football in Germany at Schalke. So that's the scene set for this opening game in Group B. Photos being taken and the players getting themselves off the field with this new, we didn't touch on it really yesterday in our Mexico game, but this new way of introducing the teams around the centre circle for this World Cup rather than them being lined up in front of the main stand with the flags draped across both halves of the field. So it takes a little bit more time for the pitch to be cleared, which is just happening now, and then we will get ourselves underway. But the Canadian fans ready for this one. They were at the last World Cup in Qatar. They lost all 3 games then in the group stage and were dumped straight out, and were also part of the Mexico 86 tournament as well before losing all 3 there. So looking for their first World Cup victory. Could it come on home ground? The officiating crew today is from Argentina. There is a mix of Argentine and Uruguayans in the VAR booth as well. Hopefully we won't have to get involved in that. We didn't see too much of it yesterday, apart from the red card for Mexico late on in the game. Maximum Krupi is the goalkeeper for Canada. Steven Estaquillo, the number 7, is their captain. Alistair Johnson, who will play at right back, plays his club football at Celtic. And it's Jonathan David, as I mentioned, and Tani Olasway up front for the Canadians. Olasway, the Villarreal striker. Looks like it's going to be a 4-4-2 formation for them in front of their home support. 4-4-2 by the looks of things as well for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Nikolaj Vlasic is in goal. Sad Kolasnic is the captain. He'll play at left back today. But no Dzeko in the starting lineup, which is a little bit of a surprise. Did expect him to start, but he could be making an impact off the bench. It'll be Emerin Demirovic, sorry, and the number 25, Jovo Lukic up front. He's only making his 4th start for his country, and it comes in a World Cup group game. This is Bosnia's 2nd trip to the World Cup. They were in action in the tournament in Brazil in 2014. Got a win in that tournament. They beat Iran 3-1 in their final group game, but it wasn't enough to see them through. They finished 3rd in the group. If that had happened in this tournament, then they would be through. But different size of tournament back then meant that only the top 2 teams from each group went through. All of that mathematics and things worked out as we go through this first couple of weeks of the tournament, and the groups are put into place. Steven Estaquillo giving a passionate speech on the huddle for the Canadians, and it is an absolute packed house here. Small smattering of Bosnian fans. They're all grouped together behind the goal, which will be at the right-hand side of the stadium as we look. Canada in all red. We'll get this game underway in 3, 2, 1 as we watch the countdown, and we are underway for this Group B game. Canada in all red attacking from right to left. Bosnia in the all white with the blue trim going from left to right. Canada down this left-hand side early, and the ball has gone out for a throw-in, which is going to be taken by Miller for Canada. So an early chance for a long throw. We saw the long throws work effectively for Czechia last night against South Korea. Can we get on the scoreboard early here for the Canadians? Miller with the long throw towards the edge of the 6-yard box, not dealt with by Bosnia, and in the end the turn and swivel shot has been put out for a corner. It was Victor Figueroa, the centre-back, up for the long throw for Canada that had the swivel shot, but it goes off a Bosnian defender and out. So an early corner here for the Canadians, which Estaquillo will get ready to take. Referee is having a word with goalkeeper and defenders inside the 6-yard area. New rules for some of that action going on in this tournament. So far, it's been okay. Estaquillo will clip it in along the ground, a daisy cutter, but Bosnia managed to rattle it clear. They've left one man up top on his own, but it's going to roll all the way through to the goalkeeper, who plays a short pass out, and Canada will try and get clear, but not too far. Bosnia have it back just inside their own half. Long ball down the left-hand side is kept in, and that's going to be a free kick to Bosnia. Johnson in with a bit of a high boot, the right back, and free kick goes Bosnia's way. It was Kolasniak, the number 5, the captain, who felt that one. A bit of a clash of boots, and down he goes under the challenge from Alistair Johnson. Jesse March, the Canadian coach, former coach of the Premier League team Leeds United, the American, on over enemy lines, you might say, coaching the Canadians. Free kick for Bosnia, in from the left-hand side. It's deep towards the back post, flick down. Chance of a shot coming in, and over the bar it goes from, as I get my numbers sorted out, Amar Maric. From about the penalty spot, he blazed over, although looking at the replay, there was a man offside from the initial free kick, so that probably ended up with coming back anyway. But first half chance really of the game goes to Bosnia and Amar Maric. Play back underway, 2.5 minutes or so into this first game here in Group B on the Ultimate Sports Network and JB Sports, our continuing coverage of this FIFA World Cup. Canada swinging one up towards the right-hand side, dealt with neatly by the Bosnian defenders back there. Canada have it back with Johnson in the right back position. We'll try and work something forward here. This is David. A little bit deeper for him, the number 10. He's found a way out of trouble. Chance for an early cross. It's all the way across the middle of the area and away by the Bosnian defenders. And De Fergalos back there has to deal with the header to put it out of play for a Bosnian throw just inside the Canadian half. As you can see by the clock, just about to get to 3.5 minutes played in this opening game here in Toronto. Opening game in the stadium, which will host 6 matches for the tournament. This is Canada's only match here, as they will travel across the country for their other games. Throw in came, appeals for a free kick, but the Bosnians waved away by the referee. It was Lukic, the lanky forward up there, ducking under the header, but waved away, and the ball squirms out for a Canadian goal kick, which has gone along and out of play. Nice touch of control by Jesse March down there to get the ball under his spell, but the ball went out for a throw. Quickly back in play while we were looking at that, and it is going to be a Bosnian free kick. Miller with the foul, Canadian number 11. Bosnia will have a free kick just inside the Canadian half on this near side touchline. And it's going to be Ivan Basic, the number 13, who is going to be over it with his left foot here to try and curl one up. 6 in the box for Bosnia, but they've played it short centrally. Basic will get it back. Now has a chance to deliver, and does, towards the back post, and the jumping header was from Lukic, but it has gone wide. No trouble there for the Canadian defenders. And it'll be a goal kick. Maxime Caprou, the Orlando City goalkeeper down in the MLS. And Canada are going to work this out from the back. We saw how that troubled South Africa in the opening game yesterday, but dealt with quite neatly here by Canada, although it didn't come to anything. It'll go all the way through to the Bosnian goalkeeper at the other end, who clears to the halfway line. Canada back in possession briefly. And Bosnia now will try and work this forward from the back, trying to get Lukic away. De Figueiredo will try and see this out, and he does so. Be another Canadian goal kick. Both teams look up for this one. It's been a bit end to end in this first 5 minutes. No clear-cut chances, but a bit of a slow start in the first couple of minutes, really, yesterday in the Mexico game before that early goal. And as I said at the top of the show here, this probably was the match that could define who finishes second in this group. Switzerland, the big favourites to go through as group winners, and they will play Qatar tomorrow afternoon. As the ball is back out for a throw after a brief trip inside the And so the pitch has gone back out again, and Bosnia will continue with possession here. Just inside their own half, ball forward. Looking long towards Lukic, headed away by a Canadian defender towards Jonathan David. He couldn't get it under his spell. And here is Klasnic, the left back, number 5, trying to make some advances down the left-hand side, and he gets roughed up out of play, and in fact it'll be a Canadian throw in. Tayon Buchanan with the pressure there, the number 17, and he goes down under a challenge off the throw, but referee waves that away, and Bosnia, not Bosnic, will have possession. And they will now have a throw off Alistair Johnston, the Celtic right back. One ball punted forward from just inside the half, but couldn't be brought down by Baktarovic, the PSV winger, and it went out for a throw on this near side. Bosnia have it back just inside their own half. In fact, it's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper in his bright yellow, all yellow strip for Bosnia in this bright sunshine here in Toronto. Beautiful day for this game. Johnson with the ball forward up the right hand side for Canada. Buchanan has got hold of it and will hold off Klasnic for the moment. Flag has gone up, and that is going to be a Bosnian throw in. Couldn't quite keep the ball in play. That's going to be a nice battle down that side of the field there. Buchanan and Serge Klasnic, the Bosnian captain. And Bosnia clear their lines from the throw, but not so far. Bit of head tennis in the middle of the field. It's going for yet another throw on the far side, which will be Bosnian. Demirovic out there, number 10, trying to get a hold of that one, but it's gone out, and they will take their time about getting this one back in as we approach the end of the first 10 minutes or so in this first game in Group B. Canada will clear off the head of David, only as far as the halfway line, pumped back forward by Bosnia, but Canada now have it, and it's come out to this side with Miller, number 11. Blonde hair glistening in the sunshine, tried to play it forward. But it has gone out for a throw, which Miller thought about taking quickly, and has given it up to Richie Larea, hometown boy, plays for Toronto FC. This is his stadium at the club level. He takes the throw. It's come to Miller down by the corner flag for Canada, near side, and he'll get another throw off the Bosnian defender. A sea of red with a smattering of blue all over. Most of the Bosnian fans based, as I said, behind the goal away to our right-hand side. The uncovered grandstand, kind of the top deck is uncovered. The bottom is. It's a strange setup at the roof at that end. Throw comes in from Miller, but it's defended nicely. And Bosnia clear their lines all the way back to the Canadian goalkeeper, who will punt it long from just inside the centre circle. And he's found Miller. That was a great pass, actually, out to this near side. Miller's controlled it well with the chest. Canada will just pop it around here in Bosnian territory. Just trying to keep some possession after a bit of a fraught start in terms of end-to-end stuff. Canada having their bit of spell in possession here. Here is Adeyemi. He's giving it away, though, as I say that. And here's a chance for Bosnians to break down the left-hand side. And Johnson siving down. I think that was Lukic. And it's going to be our first card of the game. And it's going to go to Alistair Johnston, the Canadian right back. It'll be a free kick. Bosnian play still on the floor. It was given away, looking for Johnson the pass, and it was Memic, the number 15, that tried to sprint clear. And fairly cynical challenge from Johnson, and he will receive the booking. Memic stayed down here, and we've got the Bosnian physio team on the field. So a short pause. while this is going on. And there's the confirmation, if you're watching the welfare pictures, of Johnston getting the yellow card, the first booking of the game. Replay, it was a fairly egregious challenge, actually. Got the behind shot of that from Johnston coming across on Memic. He's back up on his feet and he'll go off for the moment before the referee will allow him to come back on. Bakjarovic and Tesic are going to be over this free kick for Bosnia, and it's going to be left to the number 13. He will swing the free kick in central, and the header for Lukic was a bit stooping, and it rolls nicely through to the Canadian goalkeeper. No harm, no foul, no problem there at all. Quickly have it back though, while we were looking elsewhere on the world feed, out on this near side into the very slightly shaded section of the field. Try and work an angle for a cross, perhaps. No, Miller got the foot in there, and Canada will have it back and will clear and will win a throw off the head of Tarovic, the number 6 for Bosnia. Plays his club football in Sweden at Bromby. Lage will take this throw, the number 22, to get us back underway. 13 minutes on the clock here in Toronto. Adeyemi jumping, wins the header. It'll come forward towards Jonathan David, but the captain for Bosnia across to make the nice touch back to the goalkeeper there to stop that one. Bosnia will have it back in possession in the early stages of this game. It's going to have a play on the far side for a Toronto throw, quickly taken by Johnston. It's towards Jonathan David, towards the byline, cuts back across, and it's been put behind for a corner. Good defending from Tarovic. We were just talking about the number 6. He got in there to make the block on the cross from David. Quick thinking from Johnston from the throw to pick up the spare ball, get us back going quickly, and that was heading back towards a couple of Canadian shirts there at the edge of the penalty area. So second corner of the game, might even be the third actually, I've lost count, but anyway, Canadian corner from the far side, which is played short, and back again, chance to cross towards the penalty spot, headed up in the air and sort of half cleared. And the second or third attempt, Bosnia will get it underway, and the ball forward hits the back of the referee, which means a stoppage in play, and that'll be a drop ball at the point of contact. He was trying to get out of the way. It was our Argentine referee, but Demirovic found the green target on the back of the referee's shirt there. And the drop ball will get us back underway. Long ball forward down this right-hand side for Bosnia, trying to search out something. And it might Komovic. Demirovic got there off the first touch, but couldn't quite get it under his spell. And now perhaps Canada can get forward. And here they come. And here's a chance into the penalty area towards Jonathan David. Overran him. Buchanan will pick it up by the corner flag. Short pass backwards. Chance for a cross maybe. In it goes again. Nicely defended this time. And that was Tarovic again back there, the number 6, to get clear. And it goes all the way through. And back to the Canadian goalkeeper, who was out smartly halfway up the half there to pick up the loose ball. Canada in possession. Here is Larea, number 22 in field. He's got Miller out here, painted to the white line on the near side touchline. He dances towards the edge of the penalty area, plays a short pass back to Larea. Chance for him to cross maybe. No, it goes backwards, and now to Miller again. Chance for him to try and wriggle across. He does do, left-footed, stuck up towards the back post towards Buchanan. It was coming in, and again, Bosnia defend nicely. Canada on top in this early phase. Here's Johnston, chance to cross from him. From deep towards David, he couldn't get his head on it, and he comes back to Buchanan, and the shot is straight at the goalkeeper. And the first real chance for the Canadians. Nice thinking from Johnson to get the recycled ball back in. It bounced down. It was Jonathan David, in fact, with the shot, which he kind of scuffed a little bit with the left foot there and straight down the throat of the Bosnian goalkeeper. Perhaps expected a little bit more from Bosnia in this first 15 to 20 minutes. I have to admit, it's been all Canada really so far in terms of an attacking threat, and they've won themselves a free kick just in the centre circle. Kone going down. Ismail Kone, the number 8. Getting another replay of the chance from Jonathan David. Free scoring when he was at Lille for the last few years, but has made the move to Juventus over the last season. Jesse Marsh not happy with the chance gone begging there in replay. Canada back underway. The long ball upfield was towards Miller. Liam Miller, but he couldn't arrest that one, and it's gone out for a Bosnian throw down by the corner flag on this side. We head towards 18 minutes played in BMO Field in Toronto. Group B getting underway at the 2026 World Cup. Canada and Bosnia just had the most clean-cut chance of the first portion of this game, falling to Jonathan David, who couldn't wrap his left foot around the shot. Sergei Barbarets, the Bosnian coach, looking on pensively, arms crossed inside his technical area. As shade now, a cloud fills the stadium in terms of shade. The sun going away for the moment. And some pensive looking Bosnian fans also inside the stadium. It's not perhaps been what they might have expected through the first 20 minutes or so. Trying to get forward here down this right hand side, and that's going to go out for a throw, is it? No, kept in by the clearing Canadians. Miller, and that's nicely worked. Here's Leray on towards David. He trying to put it forward towards his strike partner. It'll come for him now. Taken over by Leray, running towards the edge of the box, blocked. And Bosnia will get the possession back. And in fact, they'll win a free kick there as well. There's Estequio, the captain, trying to get involved there. A little diminutive number 7 in the middle of the field for Canada. Trying to get forward. And eventually gives away the free kick. For a foul on Baktarovic. And Bosnia will get this game back underway with a long-ranging free kick forward towards Lukic up front. It's cleared away by the Canadian defenders. Here's a chance to get forward again on this left-hand side. They looked for Miller, but couldn't find him. It was Olawasi trying to make the move there. Bosnia have it back down this right-hand side towards the corner flag. Chance for a cross. And surely that was a free kick given. It was Leray coming across, the number 22. He claims he got the ball. Referee, I think, has said otherwise. It's Baktarovic again down this right-hand side, causing them some problems. I'm not sure that Leray did get the ball there, and it is going to be a corner, in fact, has been given. Taking my hydration break a couple of minutes early. Apologies for that. In it comes. The corner. Flicked on and in. And Bosnia have taken the lead. And it is Lukic, the number 25, who has got the goal. Well, certainly against the run of play. But a mass huddle in front of the benches and a mass huddle in the grandstands. And it's not the home fans that are applauding. Bosnia and Herzegovina take the lead here in Toronto. Jovo Lukic, his first goal for his country. A double flick on. And he got the last touch against Leray. Height difference proving better there. Keeper probably should have done better. He came and flapped at it off the first touch. But Jovo Lukic is the hero for Bosnia. His first goal for his country. And he's put them in front. And it is not good for the Canadian fans inside BMO Field. Toronto, Canada are behind. And the big man up top, the 27-year-old Jovo Lukic, has made the breakthrough in what I said at the top would be perhaps a very poignant game in this group. He has made the breakthrough early. So it's 1-0 Bosnia on the 21st minute of play, and it is Jovo Lukic with the goal. We're back underway, though, and Canada now, who have had much the possession and perhaps the real only clean-cut chance that fell to Jonathan David a couple of minutes ago, have now got to reset themselves, and we'll hope that'll burst the bubble perhaps of the home fans a little bit inside the stadium. But they have now got to hope that they can pick themselves back up here, and they'll get, of course, the chance for a bit of a stop and a chat in a moment, because we will have the first hydration break of the game, and that in fact is happening right now. And we will reset with a Canadian free kick once the game resets there in a second. So the first hydration break, the first quarter of the game done, and a little bit against the run of play, Jovo Lukic has got the goal, which has put Bosnia and Herzegovina into the lead here at BMO Field in Toronto in front of a packed out home support. So Jesse Marsh will have a chance to talk to his team, and obviously Sergei Barbarez will have a chance to talk to his Bosnian team as well. It's the first of two matches today in this FIFA World Cup of 2026. The second one comes your way later this evening, and it's the chance for the third hosts to get their tournament underway at SoFi Stadium. The US kick off the first game in Group C against Paraguay on both of these channels, JB Sports and on USN. Matthew Owens will have the call tonight of that one up in California, and then I'll be back with you tomorrow for the second game in this group, which is going to be the Qatar-Switzerland game. 6 games. It's going to be a USN exclusive, by the way. So if you are watching on JB Sports, then you can tune to USN with Mr. Owens later on for USA Paraguay, and I'll be back in this slot tomorrow for Qatar-Switzerland, the other game in this group. I'm doing 4 of the 6 games in this group in this tournament, so going to be talking a lot about Canada, Bosnia, Switzerland and Qatar over the next 10 to 14 days. Sprinklers on inside BMO Field. We didn't see that yesterday, certainly at the Azteca. Not quite as warm in Mexico as it is here in Toronto, which is a strange thing to say, but sprinklers on during the hydration break. So hydration break for the players and a hydration break for the field as well, but the sun is still strong. So this is the second day of the tournament with 2 matches, and then from tomorrow it really does get going with 4 games throughout the day, including Scotland, of course, who get their World Cup underway tomorrow night up at Foxborough at the New England Patriots Stadium against Haiti. So that'll be exciting for the Scots to see how they can get on in their first game. Play will resume after the hydration break with a long ball forward for Canada, which looked like he got sort of caught in the wind there. It was a strange trajectory to it. It's bounced around within the Bosnian defenders. Johnston with the header for Canada and a second, trying to get that under his spell. Wouldn't break for Buchanan. It's spun back into the centre of the field. Picked up by Estiquillo. Now Leray. He's bounced it against Baktarovic, and it's gone out for a throw-in on this side. Canada want it. Bosnia will get it. Referee has signalled the other way, so it'll be white ball. Jesse Marsh not pleased. And in replay, I thought we were going to get to see how that ball went out, but not quite. But they will now get a throw, Canada, just inside their own half in front of the Bosnian bench, where they will be fairly delighted, you would say, so far with the scoreline. Here is Alistair Johnston, centre of the field for Canada, moving to his right and bouncing off one challenge and picking it back up again, run out against the byline. Buchanan he finds just inside him. He's crowded around by a couple of Bosnian defenders and wins a free kick for Canada. Kolasnic, the captain, into the back of him. Winning his 66th cap tonight. Taken quickly, and the referee said that was too quick, in fact, by Estequio, so he'll have a chance to reset here. Tried the quick one to Johnston down the right-hand side, but referee said, no. We'll have none of that, thank you. And it'll be a reset. Estequio puts it into the penalty area, flicked on. So Bosnian player went down as the ball came in. He's still on the floor. Referee continues to play on. David with the chance to shoot. It's blocked. Headed away, back in by Johnston, away by Kolasnic, and it'll spin away for a Canadian throw. Bosnia are unhappy that the game was not stopped there because they had a man down. It was Murak Movic, the number 4. He's back up on his feet now, but wasn't particularly happy that he was clattered. And in fact, in replay, a bit of a shoulder charge with Buchanan. Wasn't really anything in that. Canada will get this back underway. One ball forward out from centre back. Johnston with the flick on, trying to get Buchanan away again on this right hand side. Ball has gone out, and it will be another Canadian corner on the far side. It's a bit of a handful, does Buchanan. Tejon Buchanan down that right hand side for Canada. Estequio across to take this corner. 28 minutes played in Toronto. Canada have had more of the ball and more of the attacking presence, but have not found the net. Estequio's corner is spinning all the way out to the edge of the penalty area. Miller puts it back in. Jonathan David with the left-footed shot blocked. It'll spin back to him. He goes down, and he actually wins a free kick. I was about to say he goes down cheaply, but he wins the free kick. It was Metmerovic again in the back of him, and there was a shove, actually, in replay. Did look from the hard camera, to use a wrestling reference, that he went down fairly softly, but it was a foul. And it'll be Estequio again with a chance to swing this in. Chance to go for goal from this angle, but it would be tight. 2-man in the wall for Bosnia. Goalkeeper trying to get them hastily arranged. 5 or 6 in the penalty for Canada. Estequio with it, goes short, edge of the penalty area, and it is charged down. Now it's Miller, the number 11, trying to work his magic down this left-hand side. He's got Estequio in support. Instead goes back central. And he's Johnston popping up in the middle of the field, trying to swing a ball into the area, and Bosnia will clear. And a chance for perhaps a counter-attack. And David got back with a winning challenge, and Canada have the ball back again to the appeasement of the home fans. Here is Jonathan David. Plays it short to Figueros, the number 4. He comes back out to this left-hand side towards Joel Miller. And again have a chance to run. And he's worrying the defenders here. Just couldn't quite find the pass to Leray. And Bosnia will come clear. And they'll get a throw. On this near side, just by the centre line. Half an hour played in Toronto. 1-0 to Bosnia. Jovo Lukic with the goal on 21 minutes. The difference so far in this Group B opener. Ball is back in, and Canada have it with Tejon Buchanan, the number 17, running at the centre circle, and knocks it off to Alistair Johnston with a little short pass. Here's Estequio now with it, trying to perhaps do something. Just slows down slightly, finds Buchanan out on the far side. Here's Johnston again. And now Luther Figueroa is the number 4. Kone, number 8, has been involved in the midfield as well. Tries to play a pass inside, looking for Oluwase, and it was cleared again for another Canadian throw, which Miller will take. He finds Estequio and gets it back and tries to take on the Bosnian defenders. Goes down. Referee keeps his whistle away from his mouth this time. Canada still have it with Leray. Here's Ismail Kone with a cross. It's in towards David. It's spun away from them. Olawasi with the cross shot. Oh, it was a poor effort there. And Bosnia will clear. And they're playing everyone very deep, the Bosnians. They're giving Canada the ball and saying, okay, come at us again. We'll do the business. Here's Olawasi turning inside the penalty area, left-footed shot. Great chance, but he swings it over the bar. Nice little move down the right-hand side to get Tali Olawasi in. Spun away nicely from the defender, but just leaning back slightly. And the left-footed shot goes high and wide. Wasn't anywhere really near the top corner, which is where he was looking for to get the Canadians level in this game. Johnson again trying to get it forward for Canada here. Again, the Bosnian defenders will cut it out. For a throw on the far side, which Johnson will take. Here's Estaquillo and Johnson down the right-hand side, looking for Buchanan, who's wrestling at the ball with a couple of Bosnian defenders back there. It's cleared, and in fact, he's going to win the free kick, I believe. No, it will be a throw. Happy Canadian fans in the crowd there because they managed to catch that ball that went out of play, and it's going to be a wind-up throw here for Johnson, a long one from the edge of the penalty area towards the 6-yard box, and a group of Bosnian defenders get that out, and it'll be another Canadian corner on the far side. It's Jovo Lukic, the goal scorer, back there defending. He's one of the tallest players in the squad, so his height will be perhaps necessary with another hour's worth of defending to go if this is the way it carries on. Estaquillo's corner. Chance for a couple of jumpers there for Canada, but it's scooped away. And it's Memic who will pick it up for Bosnia just inside the Canadian half. And he's shepherded out of play, but will win the throw. So a chance for Bosnia to get out here and reset themselves a little bit higher up the field. It was Leray across to defend that for number 22, Richie Leray. Back in from the throw it comes, looking for Lukic, spins up in the air. Memic, Lukic with a flick on, looking for Dembarovic, but cleared. And back out again for yet another throw-in on that far side. Been a game of throw-ins through this first 35 minutes, it seems. Johnston with this one again long, looking for Olawasi. He will try to wrestle that one under his spell. Bosnia will clear. That's going to be a throw-in on the far side. Derek Cornelius ranging forward to get the header there, number 13. And his header from inside the centre circle spins out for a Bosnian throw. Memic gives it away to David, and it's going to be another throw-in on the far side. Ryan Reynolds in attendance here, cheering on the Canadians in the crowd, spotted by the World Feed cameras. And they've got it all to do with 10 minutes left here in this first half. They have a throw again on the far side, but this time Johnson goes backwards. It'll be Derek Cornelius, now the 13, on the ball for Canada. Finds Joel Miller on this near side touchline. It goes back the way it came. Cornelius at halfway. And they'll play it across the back line here. Bosnia trying to push up and narrow the angles. Miller on this halfway line, surrounded by two, manages to pop a nice ball in towards Kone. A couple of nice touches from him. Finds a bit of space to run into. It's quickly charged down though, and Bosnia will get the ball back. Baktarovic trying to bring it away. He was tackled by Jonathan David, but it is going to be a Bosnian throw-in. Jonathan David thought it should have gone the other way, but it is going to be a Bosnian throw. Goes long towards Lukic, flicked on and away by the Canadians. That's probably going to be a free kick. No, referee waves that away. And here's Johnston again, the number 2 on the right-hand side, who's had plenty of the ball in this first half. Estequio, the number 7, long-ranging ball forward, looking for Miller around the back, nicely defended. And Baktarovic helps it on. In comes Leray, picking it back up. In fact, it's Kone, the number 8, about 30 yards out. He's wrestled by Lukic, but he keeps his feet. Nice 1-2 of Estequio. Now it's Miller again on the left-hand side for Canada, running at defenders, running past defenders, and popping a little cross, which got a deflection, and it'll be another Canadian corner. Taking the head from some of the Bosnian fans in attendance, but it's the Red Army that are all on their feet here as Canada push for this equaliser. Then we'll have another corner, which Estequio, the captain, is across to take. Right arm up in the air. In he swings it right-footed, right under the crossbar. It's flicked up in the air towards Jonathan David, who tried a bit of a spectacular. And that's going to be another corner, is it, on the far side? Yes, off Kolasniak, the captain. There'll be another corner to Canada. Perhaps a little bit of a shout for a handball there off Kolasniak, but no problem. Came off the side of the Bosnian captain. Another corner from the far side. 7 minutes to play plus stoppage time in this first half. Estequio will ping it in right-footed. It was towards Cornelius, but Bosnia will scramble it clear. Kone will pick it up, and he will go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Maxime Krupeo, who hasn't had much to do, relatively speaking, in this first half, apart from pick the ball out of his own net. Bosnia's only corner of the game, leading to the only goal of the game through Lukic. Buchanan on the right-hand side this time. They've let Johnson go on a bit further. Buchanan with a nice little shuffle step over, tries to charge towards the byline. Bosnia say that should be a goal kick. Referee says it is going to be a corner. It was Memic, the defender, that was with him, and the officiating crew are signalling corner. Another one for Canada. They're racking these up in this first half. Estequio again will take, the captain. Right-footed, swings it in, this time back towards the edge of the area. Cornelius was the intended target, spins off his head towards Joel Miller. Corner of the penalty area, swings it back in, again back towards Cornelius, and again defended well by a Bosnian head. Kone's cross shot is blocked, and guess what? The ball has spun away again on the far side for yet another Canadian corner. Of Dedic that time, the number 7 for Bosnia. So yet another corner which Estequio will try and swing in here. In fact, this time he goes short, finds Buchanan on the edge of the box, gets it back. Ismail Kone plays one along the ground, defended. Oh, back in, chance again as Olawasi was trying to get around the back, but Bosnia will clear. Up in the air by Leray over the top. And here's a chance for Jonathan David, who couldn't get it under his spell. I was waiting for the flag to go up there, but it didn't. But one high ball dropping out of the sky, just inside the box, and not quite the first touch that Jonathan David was requiring there. It spins through to the goalkeeper. 5 minutes to play plus stoppage time in this first half here in Toronto. Bosnia up by a goal to nil, as you can see on your screen, and they have possession with Baktarovic on this right-hand side trying to play a ball over the top, but it's cut out by Leray, and Canada will have the ball back with Leray again now after a few passes around, and he will try and work his way out of a tough spot, and does so. Figueroa's trying to get forward as well. He runs into trouble. There'll be a Canadian throw off Telic again, number 7. Substitutes getting themselves ready. Just being shown a match momentum graphic, which is the first one of those I've seen so far in the World Cup, and it's all red, relatively speaking. Certainly since the goal, Bosnia have not had any attacking momentum going their way whatsoever since that goal on 21 minutes from Jovo Lukic. Here is Derek Cornelius, the centre-back for Canada, but he's further forward than he would perhaps be normally inside the Bosnian half. Johnston on the right-hand side, trying to work a pass. He finds Estakio, gives it away. He's trying to spring Memic on this left-hand side. Ball has stayed in. No, it has stayed in, but it'll be a free kick. Memic should judge to have fouled Johnson. He says, I don't think so, referee. But Canada will get the free kick. And they've got back underway quickly. Here is number 13, Cornelius. He gets it back from his centre-back partner. Joel Miller on this left-hand side, the number 11. Pops a pass towards Leray, but it's cut out. It comes off Miller in the end and out for another Bosnian throw-in right in front of Jesse March's technical area. Bosnia have taken the throw, but Canada have got one possession back again briefly before it yet again spins out for a throw. Miller will take it quickly and try to go long towards Olaswai. Defended over the head of Kone. Cornelius up from the back to win the header. Up in the air, it goes off a Bosnian foot. Jonathan David trying to get underneath that to get it back under his spell. Bosnia have it with Baktarovic. And now a chance perhaps for a counter-attack. Memic on the far side against Johnson. And it's going to be a throw into Bosnia off the Canadian right back. Furthest forward in possession Bosnia have been since they scored the goal. And that was 20 minutes ago. Plus the hydro, obviously including the hydration break. So just under 20 minutes ago in game time. And their fans mostly massed together behind the goal that they scored in front of. Having a bit of a party down that end of the field. They have a throw, which is going to be taken by their captain. Into the penalty area it goes, headed away, and then the shot is struck over the bar by Tarovic, the number 6. No real threat there on the Canadian goal. They will try and quickly get it back underway, but from their own penalty area, that's going to be a foul. Cornelius taken down as he tried to clear his lines. Referee has adjudged that it's going to be a free kick, and he's also going to his pocket here. And it's going to be a yellow card for Demirovic. The number 10, Emedin Demirovic, another of the Bosnian players that plays in the Bundesliga with Stuttgart. Winning his 41st cap tonight, the 28-year-old, but he goes into the referee's book. Second yellow card of the game for Emedin Demirovic. As we inch towards stoppage time here, ball forward, looking towards Olawasi, who headed on, but was expecting Buchanan to be further forward down the right-hand side than he was. And Bosnia again clear their lines towards Lukic, the big man up top. Didn't quite get it under his spell. And again, they've given it away, Bosnia, cheaply. Johnson picking it up. Tried to slide one in towards David, but it was defended nicely and cleared smartly. Baktarovic on the march down this right-hand side against Leray, who will shepherd that out. And it'll be a Canadian goal kick. As we roll into first half stoppage time, of which there will be 4 minutes added. As you can see on your screen. Thank you, JT. Canada on top throughout this game in terms of possession and chances, and especially corners. But from a corner, the only Bosnian corner of the game, has come the goal. And they have it just inside the Canadian half here. Jumping with a header. Referee says play on. Here is Lukic, the goal scorer, out wide this time. Trying to make something happen. Shepherded away by 2 Canadian defenders. Back in towards the edge of the area. Tarovic shot across. It hit Estakio. He will clear. And Lukic, in trying to wrestle that one out of the air, clips Buchanan, takes him down, and he gets a yellow card too. So both the Bosnian centre forwards into the book. In fact, it was Lukic, the 25. Yeah, the goal scorer, sorry. Getting my My players mixed up, all of them pretty much ending in ick or itch. You'll see a lot of that tomorrow with the Qatar game. Trust me, they're very all similarly named as well. Canada in possession. A couple more minutes to play in this first half here at BMO Field. Cornelius knocks it long down this left-hand channel, defended nicely by the Bosnians. And here's a chance for them to have a little bit of possession here and take a bit of the pressure off for heading to half-time if they can. It's Kolasnic to the left back, the captain. Plays it towards Tarovic. He plays a nice ball down the left-hand side, but that's well overshot for its intended target, Memic, who was never going to catch that. It runs all the way through to Sespar in the goalkeeping position for Canada. Into the final minute of this first half. Here's Estiquillo. Gives it to Cornelius inside the centre circle. Now Kone out wide to the right-hand side. It's Buchanan edging in from the byline. Couldn't quite keep that under his spell. The ball is going to roll towards the corner flag, hit the corner flag, and go out of play for a Canadian throw right on the far corner flag. So one perhaps final attacking chance here for the men in red as we approach half time. It was Tarovic who got in there to make the block. Johnson's backed up to take another long throw, swings it in. Back in it goes from Johnson after the first one was defended. It comes down to Alistair Johnson who takes the shot, and that will spin off a defender, and it is another Canadian corner. So they have another final chance, if that makes sense, here at the end of the first half. Bosnia just got to keep their heads here for another 30 seconds or so to get through to half time. Jesse March deep in discussion with his coaching team. It comes from Estiquillo, and the header was from Cornelius, who managed to get up highest, but he heads over. Perhaps came at him a bit quicker than he expected there with the jumping Bosnians in front of him. And couldn't direct the header. Slap of the hands from Ryan Reynolds in the stands. He's watched a fair few games of football in the past few years, has he not? Deadpool. Bosnia have it, ball forward. And that will be the end of the first half here in Toronto at BMO Field. The opening game in Group B of this 2026 World Cup. And it is Canada 0, Bosnia 1 at the break. Jovo Lukic with his first international goal for his country. The difference maker on 21 minutes, a rare Bosnian corner, and a flick on from it, which landed on the head of Jovo Lukic, one of their tallest players, and he was able to rise highest and nod home to give the Bosnians a 1-0 lead at the break here at BMO Field in Toronto. So 1-0 then at the break. And we will recoil here for a moment and catch our breaths. Just checking your comments while we have a second at half time. Joe Samiago is with us. He was with us for the Mexico game yesterday. Hello again, Joe. He says, has a host country ever lost their opening game of the World Cup? Well, yes. Qatar did. They were the hosts of the last tournament, and they were soundly beaten in their opening game. They are the only hosts to lose a World Cup opener as hosts in tournament history. And they will be the featured match at this time tomorrow, the second game in this group, which is Qatar against the Swiss tomorrow afternoon. A reminder that later on tonight at SoFi Stadium, it is the USA who will get their World Cup underway with the opening game in Group D. Paraguay will be their opponents in what looks to be a little bit of a tricky group, Group D. So I look to my wall chart here on my left, USA, Paraguay, Australia and Turkey which is the other match in that group, which will be on late on Saturday night, very late in fact on Saturday night. It's 5 AM for us in the UK. That game between Turkey, sorry, not Turkey, and Australia. Not the only action, of course, over the weekend. We will have more from the World Cup. As I mentioned, it's Qatar against Switzerland for myself. The other game in Group B then will be coming your way, and in this time slot tomorrow. And we'll see what Switzerland can produce in that one. We'll see what Switzerland can do in that one tomorrow against Qatar, the last hosts of the World Cup, as we were just mentioning before. There are the upcoming games. Thank you, JT, across the bottom of the screen. And then 2 more matches tomorrow. After that, Brazil against Morocco. That'll be a good one. Brazil looking to do something in a World Cup, which they haven't done for a while, which is progress all the way through against Morocco, who were the surprise semi-finalists in Qatar 3.5 years ago. And then the other game in Group C, which is Haiti against Scotland as well. They're all coming up on USN and the JB Sports Network across the weekend. We've also got, of course, it's Sunday, so there must be race action. The NASCAR Cup Series continues on Sunday at Pocono. The 400 miler up there, myself and Matthew Owens on the call for that one. That'll be on JB Motorsports on Sunday night as well. Post Le Mans, of course, which is the big ticket item this weekend over there, and the Formula One Grand Prix at Barcelona. We've got hockey action from the AHL. It's the Marlies versus the Wolves as well later on tonight, in amongst all the other hockey that's been going on. It's the first game of the Calder Cup, in amongst the Stanley Cup finals, which again took another twist last night. 2 games to go in the Stanley Cup finals, and of course the NBA finals continue tomorrow with the Knicks against the Spurs. Another one that is twisting and turning everywhere you look in the NBA finals as well. And there it is, Hurricanes Golden Knights on Sunday after the NASCAR race. So a busy afternoon and evening for our good friend Mr. Matthew Owens. 1-0 then in our feature game here at BMO Field. Let's have a look at what that does as it stands for Group B. That would put Bosnia top, of course. 1 game in, and that would give them the 3 points. As we mentioned, Qatar against Switzerland tomorrow. Let's just remind you of what happened in the 2 games yesterday. Mexico got the tournament underway at the Azteca against South Africa. Julio Quinones and Raul Jimenez with the goals for Mexico to give them a 2-0 victory in a game which saw 3 red cards, 2 of them for the South Africans. Sitole and Zwane sent off. Cesar Montes sent off. He was the captain for Mexico going into that game. He was sent off late on. 3 red cards in that game. And then in Guadalajara last night late, South Korea against Czechia, the other game in Group A, 2-1 to South Korea. Goals from Hwang In-bio and Oh Hyung-ju after Ladislav Kleric had levelled it up for Czech Republic. Tomas Souček also scored a goal late, which would have made it 2-2 for the Czechs late in the game, but that was ruled out for offside, and South Korea take the victory, which means a big game in Group A next between the 2 winners from the opening round of matches in Group A. We're in Group B here tonight and tomorrow. And as we mentioned, Group C is sort of the feature group really tomorrow. And the big game tonight, USA against Paraguay at SoFi. It's going to be a spectacle, you can be sure, before the game kicks off. And we'll have to wait and see what happens once the game gets underway in Group D. Then Sunday, we have the Germans getting their World Cup campaign underway as well in Group E. That is a 1 p.m. kickoff against Curacao. Will be the second of the new nations to play after Haiti plays Scotland in Group C, of course, tomorrow. There'll be that game, and Netherlands Japan, which will be looking over while we are doing the NASCAR race on Sunday. Getting a shot of the Bosnian fans at a fan park in St. Louis watching the game. Very, very happy with their team with the goal that separates the two teams. Jovo Lukic with it. And 1-0 at the break here in Toronto. Second page of groups on your screen there as well. All of these great nations getting their tournaments underway between now and Wednesday, when Group L get underway. The big one from an English point of view, of course, England against Croatia, which I'll be on the call for on Wednesday on USN, and more than likely on JBM as well, or JB Sports, should I say. Thank you, JT. So everything that he does for us will be on JB Sports as well. And Fioren says, I never thought I would ever hear Matt White doing a promo for the Calder Cup final featuring the Chicago Wolves and the Toronto Marlies. What a time to be alive. Well, it is, because it's World Cup fever here. And hockey coming at you thick and fast over the next couple of days as those Stanley Cup finals get towards the end and that Calder Cup gets underway. So if I can give you some stats from this first half before we get back underway, if the app will play ball. Talked about how many corners Canada had in that first half. 9 it was the total in the end. Only the one for Bosnia, but that produced the goal. And 66% possession for the Canadians in the first half. It's of course Bosnia, the team that knocked Italy out of the tournament in the European phase of qualification, which is why we have no Italians. This could, and perhaps some might say should, have been Italy against Canada here this evening, but Bosnia have the lead. And they have a lead very well. They also knocked Wales out in the previous round of European qualifying too. So two sides that perhaps could and should have made it, but that's the way that qualifying works out, and it's good for the Bosnians that they are here playing in their second World Cup, as I said at the top of the show. Didn't get out of the group in 2014. We'll be hoping to do so here with the 8 best third place teams from the 12 groups getting through to the next round. A win here would certainly set them up well for a spot in the first knockout phase, the round of 32, which is of course new for this tournament with the expanded World Cup this year. So half time here at BMO in Toronto, right outside Exhibition Place, where, as I said at the top of the show, motorsport fans from around the world will know this location very well. This is the racetrack that IndyCar have used for many years, apart from this year, certainly. It remains to be seen if they'll be coming back for the Toronto Grand Prix in the future, but IndyCar race running around the car parks and link roads around this stadium over many years, but now hosting a World Cup game for the very first time. bit of a culture shock from yesterday after the Azteca was the ground that we did the game on in this slot yesterday, the opener, which has hosted the most World Cup games ever, to a stadium which is hosting its first of 6 in this tournament. And let's just bring up the list which I had before. Ghana versus Panama will be here next in Group L. The Germany Ivory Coast. Panama actually will play twice in this stadium. They will play Croatia here as well on the 23rd of June. Germany against the Ivory Coast on the 20th, and then Senegal against Iraq in Group I on June 26th. And then they will have the runner-up in Group K against the runner-up in Group L. So if Panama get second in the England group, they will play here again on the 2nd of July. It'll be a home away from home for Panama if that was the case, if they can somehow get out of that group. The runner-up in Group K against the runner-up in Group L. So perhaps Colombia and maybe Croatia or Ghana will be the knockout game here in this stadium, but all remains to be seen once this tournament continues through into that knockout phase. That'll be the final game here. As we wait for the second half to get underway. Canada a goal behind thanks to 21st minute goal by Jovo Lukic. Plays his club football at in Romania at the Cluj University team. His 4th cap for his nation and his first goal, the big man up top. The number 25. And teams are just coming back out of the tunnel here to start the second half of action. Jesse Marchand has had a word with his team trying to G them up to get back in this game, whereas I'm sure Sergei Barbares, the Bosnian coach, would have just been saying do more of the same in this second half. And they will have most of the Bosnian support, which is smattered throughout the stadium, it has to be said, but a lot of the Bosnian support will be at their backs here for the second half, which is about to get back underway, which Bosnia will do. They'll be kicking from right to left in this second half in their white with blue trim, and Canada in the all red going from right to left. We are back underway in Toronto. Fair few people still need to make it back from the confectionery stand and the bathrooms here, but we are back underway in the sunshine. And a shot early. Wow, that could have been a surprise to the start of the second half. A shot from Demirovic, the number 10, from the edge of the penalty area, stinging the palms of Cesbrough in the Canadian goal. But a good save from him. Not much to worry about at all from Maxime Cesbrough. Right down the gun, he got all behind that, no problem at all. Canada have a free kick while we were watching the replay, just inside the Bosnian half on the far side. Stikio takes it, and it'll be Kone. Miller was involved in there, but Bosnia have cleared. No substitutions, by the way, at half time. Each side back out with the 11 that they started the game with. Bosnia have it in the centre circle, trying to play a ball over the top, but that is long. And Canada will gladly take back the possession here. Luke de Flugeros on the ball, the number 4. And it's pumped forward by Johnston, looking for Olasewi. He will take a head to it, trying to nudge it towards the corner flag, blocked out by a Bosnian defender. It'll be another Canadian throw, which Buchanan will take. He finds Johnston, rolling towards Esther Keogh. He's Olasewi twisting and turning just inside the penalty area and continues to, beats a man. Chance for a cross. He's come off the goalkeeper's glove, up in the air and away. only as far as Buchanan. Canada continuing in this second half where they finish off the first. They have a throw right down in this corner. Vasiljev had to be quick to that one. Buchanan with a long throw in. A couple of headers away that time by Bosnia to clear. And Canada have it back inside the centre circle. I'll say we towards Estaquio. He was wrestled off the ball. And it spins through to the Bosnian goalkeeper who shanks a left-footed clearance out for a throw. On the near side touchline, Johnson takes it, finds Buchanan. First time cross off a defender. And it spins towards Lukic, who will clear and try and get Baktarovic clear, but it's overhit by him. Bosnia won't mind that they've done that. They'll just keep coming back at them. They're holding fort at the moment. They just need to do it for another 45 minutes or so. Johnson pumping it forward for Canada, trying to get over the top. Oh, and on running. There's been a collision at the edge of the penalty area between the goalkeeper, Nikola Vlasic, and the number 12, Talia Sewi for Canada. Referee is beckoning both sets of physios on by the looks of things. The ball spun out for, I think, a corner. But we're going to have a stoppage in play here. Sewi was, he's actually waving the physio away. He's fine. He's back up on his feet. But the Bosnian goalkeeper down here is receiving some treatment. There was perhaps a chance that might have been a head injury, but they're looking at legs here of the Bosnian goalkeeper who's down right on the corner of his penalty area. Nice thinking ball from Johnson over the top. Trying to look there. Was Sewi offside? He was very close from the high angle, and he did get a clout on the head. Well, a double clout on the head. That was both fists of the goalkeeper there, getting right on the ear of Sewi, and Vasiljev landed fairly awkwardly after spinning after the contact. And here's the chance from before from Sewi, who wiggled and found some room at the edge of the penalty area. And his sort of cross shot was palmed away by Vasiljev, who's back up on his feet to take the free kick. So they perhaps did say that was offside, and back underway from the spot. Forward it goes. Bosnia have it maybe just outside the Canadian penalty area, but the Canadians clear with Miller, who will try and run it clear. He's past two and still going. Joel Miller inside the Bosnian half, tries to play it in towards Sewi, but it's overhit, and Vasiljev sliding out will gather. Perhaps a little bit of a different tactic here from Canada, with some balls over the top and through in this second half early, which they weren't really doing so much of in the first half. They've won a free kick here of the Canadians. The Figueroa's coming out to win the ball just inside the centre circle and finds himself a free kick. And here is Ismail Kone now out to the left-hand side with Miller. Step over, tries to beat his man, which is not managed to do. They will wrestle. The ball is stationary, and the ball is now out of play for a Canadian throw. There's Dedic over there, the Benfica man, who clears. Back forward, David lays it off to Miller. Here's Estaquio, chance for him to perhaps cross. He's charged down and he's forced back. In it comes this time, secondary ball, and straight into the gloves. It was Cornelius with the cross, and the goalkeeper out to claim. Releases quickly, trying to get something away, but it hasn't happened, and it'll come straight back at them here, Bosnia, with Buchanan. But his attempt down the right-hand side is blocked. Canadian throw, which he will take, and he'll get back from Kone and try again to go down the right-hand side. And that's going to be shepherded out by Klasnic, and it'll be a Bosnian goal kick. 6 minutes played in the second half here in Toronto. Bosnia leading by a 1-0. Jovo Lukic with it in the 21st minute. In Bosnia's really only attacking threat they've had so far in the game. And it's produced the only goal of this opening game here in Group B of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Pumped forward from Bosnia down the right-hand side. Cornelius across to cut it out, and Estequio was fouled on the halfway line. Canada want to get on with it again quickly, and the referee suggests the ball was moving. And now we're back underway again with Kone, the number 8 for Canada. Probing ball inside towards Leray, who's flicked it out towards Miller. Down by the corner flag, chance to see if he can pull out a cross. He's charged down by 3 defenders. It's come back to Estequio. Oh, and here's Leray inside the penalty area. Oh, and tipped up onto the bar. What a piece of defending that was. I'm not sure they knew much about it. And Canada have come very close to getting back in the game. And in fact, the ball has now come out, and it's going to be a Bosnian free kick and a foul. Well, Said Kalajdzic, the Bosnian captain, with a remarkable block to deny Canada from going ahead. It was Leray, the 22. The shot was past the goalkeeper, but what a piece of defending that was. And in the aftermath, it was De Figueiredo that made the foul on Demirovic, and he has gone into the book as well for that one to stop them getting a quick break. So De Figueiredo is carded. Bosnia survive. The crossbar is still rattling. That's the closest Canada have come to finding an equaliser. Ball forward by Bosnia. That's got flicked on. And here's a chance for Demirovic against the goalkeeper. He goes down. The ball has spun out for, I believe, a goal kick. Yeah, he wants a corner. I don't think he's going to get one, Demirovic. But that was out of the blue. Maybe they just switched off a little bit, Canada. It came off the head of Cornelius and put in Demirovic, and the goalkeeper was out fairly quickly to get the angle closed down. It should be a corner, that. It's come off the boot of the Canadian goalkeeper. Bosnia will feel hard done by because that's where the goal came from. But here's another chance of the replay. Leray sneaking in round the back. In fact, they have given the corner after all that. So here it comes from Tarovic in deep. Goalkeepers had to come and try and claim, didn't get anywhere near it, and Canada will wrestle it clear with Kone. David trying to flick it on towards Osweiler, and Bosnia will get back possession, only briefly. Canada come again. Miller has popped up on the right-hand side this time. Chance to cross right-footed and overhits that one, and he'll be out for a goal kick. Well, exciting couple of minutes there. Chances at both ends. Both of them fairly decent ones for either side. And perhaps, as I said at the top of the show, this could be the battle for second position in the group. Bosnia would love to hold on here. The goal kick is straight out of play for a throw, which has been taken very quickly by Aaron Johnson, and he's put in Buchanan, and his cross was charged down. Got a flick on it, and it's ended up back in the gloves of Nikolaj Vasilic in the Bosnian goal. Nice quick thinking again there from Alistair Johnson. Keeper clears long up towards Demirovic, headed out by De Figueiredo, and it'll be a Bosnian throw on this near touchline. 11 minutes played in the second half, and Kalajdzic, the captain, perhaps will end up being the hero of the day with that clearance come ricochet that he put against the crossbar. And they've taken too long over the throw in here of the Bosnians, and it's been switched. That's one of the new rules for this tournament. What's they're going to really try and crack down on. Kalajdzic taking far too long over the throw, and Canada will have it back. And they have it back with their goalkeeper on the penalty spot. Clears long left-footed. Not well, though, and they'll go out for a Canadian throw on the far side. Which, again, Bosnia will try and take as much time as they can over this. Trying to run the clock out here. And it comes from them. Headed up in the air by Cornelius, finally away by Miller. That's going to be a free kick to Bosnia. Estekia with the foul on Tarovic, the number 6, who is down and having to replace his boot. Another chance for Bosnia to breathe here and use a bit of field position to their advantage with his free kick. Once Tarovic is back up on the ground again, he's taking enough time here to get his boot back on, which he has now done. His laces are undone. I can see that from here. Meanwhile, here comes the free kick deep towards the back post. Headed up in the air by Lukic. Back in by Kolasnic towards the far post. Goalkeeper came and punched. Probably should have tried to catch that. Cripio, it's gone behind for a Bosnian corner. And we know what happened last time they had a corner. He ended up finding the net. So, or 2 corners ago, of course, because they've already had one in this second half. But chance for them to see if they can double their lead here. It comes left-footed towards Lukic, and it's headed over the bar. Romerovic up from the back, the number 4, got up highest, but he couldn't direct his header from the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's over. And it remains 1-0 for the moment. He was under pressure from Buchanan, from Cornelius, from Kone. They were all around him there. Did well to get up and get any kind of contact on it at all. Canada look like they're about to make at least 3 changes down there with some substitutes that are readying themselves. Another shot from Refcam, unnecessarily for a replay we've already seen. And Canada are going to make these changes now. Well, looks things, no, not quite. Cornelius with it for Canada, knocks it long towards Miller, couldn't quite find him. David trying to get involved at centre line. It's come back with Bosnia, they'll have it. Cut out by Cornelius again out of the central defence. He finds Miller crossing the halfway line in towards Estekia, the captain. Tarovic at his back. He finds Jonathan David, who's gone out to the far side. Miller's in the middle for the moment. Here's Kone for Canada. Stands it up, just stopping the play, waiting to see his options. Miller has come back out to the left-hand side to receive. Try to get LaHaye back in again around the corner, but it was cut out. Bosnia making a bit of a mess of trying to get this ball clear. And in fact, in the end, it's going to go out for a Canadian throw. In fact, Tarovic couldn't keep it under his spell. Canada will have the throw as we approach the hour mark here in Toronto. Confirmation that was just offside from the chance before when we had the collision. Australia going in and being clattered by the goalkeeper. Thought we might be getting the substitutions during that throw, but Jesse Marsh has held on them for the moment. And Bosnia will now have a throw in on the far side. And now we're going to get the changes for Canada. And it's going to be Joel Miller that is the first one to be replaced. It's Arjan Malic that will come on for him, the number 24. Miller has already gone off the field on the far side. And it looks like it might be Australia coming off as well, number 12 perhaps. Wait for confirmation on that. Schaffelberg is on. Jacob Schaffelberg. And it's Jonathan David also going off. So Miller, Buchanan from the right-hand side off the field, and Jonathan David. They are leaving the field for Canada with half an hour to play. Schaffelberg. Ahmed, the number 20. Ali Ahmed, who plays for Norwich City, coming on as well. And they're going to have 3 changes here for Bosnia at the same time. Basic and Lukic off. So the goal scorer is benched for the final half an hour. He's done his job. Bazdar comes on, the number 9, to replace him. So that's a straight swap up top. Get confirmation of those changes in a moment for Bosnia for you. Ball is in play. And it is all array from the left back position cleared, but then got caught late. Is the referee going to go back to that? I'm not sure. Yes, he will now. And that looked like not a great challenge from Baktarovic. On LeRae as he cleared. And in fact, actually, it was more LeRae standing leg making contact with Baktarovic from the challenge. It was Basic and Lukic off, so it was just the two changes for Bosnia. Gigovic and Bazdar coming on the 8 and the 9. Samir Bazdar and Amir Gigovic. Canada will have a throw halfway into the Bosnian half on the far side, which the Ray will take. Up from left back, goes long towards the corner. And it's pulled back towards the edge of the box. Some wrestling going on. Two Bosnian players on the deck. And a free kick given against Promise, who was the other man to come on. Promise David, number 24. He was adjudged to have been the man at fault there. A bit of a shove on. We had both of them, actually. Tarovic and Gigovic, the substitute. So his first involvement is an elbow in the side of the head. Just a reminder quickly, the NBA finals continue on USRN over the next week or so, starting tomorrow in a series that is swinging from this way and that. And what a crazy game that was in midweek between those two sides. You can catch the rest of the NBA finals on the Ultimate Sports Network, where all the biggest sports are through the summer, including the World Cup, in which Canada come forward again down the right-hand side. It was Oswaley trying to do something, and he wins a throw, which they will get on with. Here is Ahmed, the number 20, one of the substitutes, moving forward towards the edge of the penalty area, flicks it in, and it's come for Promise David, who swings at it, but it's blocked. And it'll spin through to the Bosnian goalkeeper. Nice little run from Ahmed. It was a slip from Estaquillo, actually perhaps put his teammate off in the middle of that, but tried to get out of the way as best as he could. And David couldn't get it under his spell. Bosnia clipping it forward, helped on, but no one there. Demirovic was chasing it down. Back to the goalkeeper via the Canadian defenders. Here's De Figaro's putting it forward. 64th minute of this game. Substitutions on screen to confirm. Thank you, JT. See them scrolling through as we head into the, well, deep now into the final half hour of this game. Canada have it on the halfway line with Cornelius moving forward down the left-hand side. Chance here. The Ray forward again from left back. He checks. He goes back to the edge of the penalty area. Estaquillo with a shot. And it spins across the face of goal and out. They want a corner, I think, do the Canadians. I don't think they're going to get it. It'll be a goal kick. A shot from distance from the captain doesn't quite find the mark. Enough defending done there just to close the angle. He couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. Could Stephen Estaquillo. Bosnia have it just inside the Canadian half here. Pinging it around. They've given it away. And they, in fact, get it back fairly quickly. And here's the ball into the middle, looking for Bazdar, but wasn't close enough to him, and Canada will sweep up once again. Ray looking long. He's found his man. Chance to cross from the corner flag. It's deep. There's a man at the back post. It was Oswaley. It was headed off the line, and Bosnia will scramble it clear. Another good chance for Canada, and now they've won themselves a free kick. Cynical challenge from Bazdar, which really should be a yellow card at least, referee, frankly, but it isn't been given. It was on De Figaro's, and he gets himself back off of the turf, and Canada will have a chance to put this ball back in again. It was Schaffelberg that time down the left-hand side with the cross. And the header. Oswaley off the line. Quick free kick taken. Chance here for Ahmed to run at defenders on this right-hand side, and he does do it again. He plays the ball in. Estaquillo with the cross, and it comes back to Ahmed, who flashes one across goal. And that'll spin all the way out for a throw, I believe. Yes, it will, on the far side. Chances coming more frequently for Canada. They're knocking on the door here. was Osway with the header, headed off the line by Katic at the back there, the number 18. Bosnia hanging on in this game, just over 20 minutes plus stoppage time to play. In the sunshine in Toronto. And Bosnia have it going forward on the right-hand side with Baktarovic. He's got room to run into and two to aim for if he can pick out a cross. He's closed down by Leray. Back to the edge of the penalty area. Good defending from the Canadian left-back. Play continues, but the danger has been averted for the minute. Kalasic with the cross back in. Back towards Baktarovic, whose stooping header isn't powerful enough. And it's picked up by the Canadian goalkeeper again, who gets play back underway quickly. Kone onto Estaquillo. Now it's Ahmed, who's looked sprightly since coming on the right-hand side, number 20. Couldn't find the right pass that time. And Canada have won another free kick. And in a dangerous position. It was Australia that time again. Bastar again, the number 9, coming back from centre forward, made the challenge. It was Kalasic, the captain, on Australia, which was the adjudged foul. So again, a chance for the Canadians to do something here from this dead ball. With Deadpool watching. Ahmed will take. And it goes in towards the penalty spot. Plenty of players in there. It's flicked off a Bosnian head. Kalasic will collect right out by the corner flag, and he's fouled by De Fligeros, and it'll be a Bosnian free kick. And they will take their time overtaking it as well. In fact, no, they won't, because that will be the stoppage anyway. The hydration break has been called in the second half here in Toronto, with Bosnia leading by a 1-0. The goal coming, it seems like forever ago now. Jovo Lukic on 21 minutes with the goal for Bosnia. And Canada are chomping at the bit to get back in this game and have been the better side throughout and have had the better chances. They've hit the bar in this second half and had one off the line not so long ago. Jesse March bringing his team together. See if he can make any more changes in terms of tactics here. This third game of the World Cup, the first in Group B. The second one in this group tomorrow. Qatar, Switzerland. Don't forget, if you're watching us on the Ultimate Sports Network, it is exclusive here. If you're watching on JBM, you need to be tuning your internet radio YouTube dials to the Ultimate Sports Network tonight for the USA getting their tournament underway against Paraguay. Matthew Owens will have the call, the opening game in Group D. Jesse March barking orders at his Canadian players down here underneath us, amongst the mist and spray of the sprinklers that are on. It's very warm here in Toronto. Much talk about the weather all tournament. It wasn't so bad yesterday in the two games. In fact, we had spots of rain in the second half in the Mexico-South Africa game towards the end. But no sign of any rain here. Only that coming from the sprinklers in the ground at the moment. Trying to count them. Must be 11 or 12 of them on at various spots around the field. Players taking the opportunity to get underneath some of the spray. Once they are retracted back into the turf, we will resume with a Bosnian free kick, which will be taken, and the players are loving actually this water at the moment, which now the groundsman has finally pressed the button down there, and we will get underway again with the Bosnian free kick. Out on the far side, should have checked the comments there, sorry, during that hydration break, but if we get another stoppage, we will do that indeed. If you, to use a Matthew Owens line, if you like what you see, and more importantly, what you hear on either of the channels you might be watching this on, press the subscribe button, press the bell. You'll be notified when we are next live for that USA game. Joe in the comments saying he thought that was in from the one that hit the bar briefly. Almost getting Canada back in this game. They have a throw on the far side. It's the thing, the spur of the moment shots from a long way away, things look different to what they seem in real life sometimes. Bosnia have it forward with Memic on this left-hand side, but he's been beaten to the ball by Johnson. Ahmed, one of the fresh legs, trying to get forward for Canada. He gets bundled out. The Canadian player actually down inside the centre circle, just picking himself back up. It's Kone, walking with a bit of a limp, but hopefully he'll be okay. Ball's actually towards him. I'm not sure he wanted to be involved at that moment in time, and in fact he gives away a free kick right under the nose of the referee, who is going to be up in the face of the referee here. He obviously wanted a free kick for him, which he didn't get, and then gives away one right on the halfway line and right under the nose of the referee as well. So free kick coming here for Bosnia. They've taken it and got us back underway. Ahmed winning it back for Canada. Estequio was fouled there as Canada tried to break clear, and there'll be another free kick, and we're going to get, it looks like, another 2 changes for Bosnia. So that's going to be all of theirs. 5 substitutions per team during, this World Cup. And we're going to see the first of Karim Belgovic, the number 19. It's Baktarovic that's coming off, and also Ivan Sunjic coming on as well. So Baktarovic and Memic off the wingers, basically. Sunjic, number 14, and Ajbalovic, the number 19, on for the last 15 minutes plus added on time. It's Schaffelberg on the the left-hand side, sorry, for Canada, trying to make something happen against Dedic, who goes down. Ball was out of play. Bit of afters between both of them there, and the referee has signalled for a goal kick. Jacob Schaffelberg, 26-year-old, plays his club football in Los Angeles. On as one of the Canadian substitutes. Back underway with the goal kick going long. And Berovic trying to get it under his spell there for Bosnia, couldn't quite do so. Ball is pumped back forward. And it's going to come back to Schaffelberg again here on the halfway line, trying to get clear, and he's been wrestled off it by Tarovic. And Bosnia will have it back. Out to Kolasnic on this left-hand side, the captain. Gets it back from a defender. They'll just hope Bosnia to pass it about here and see what they can make happen. Still in control. Games on your screen across the bottom there, the ticker, the upcoming games on the network over the next couple of days. Again, reminder, USA getting their tournament underway against Paraguay later on tomorrow. Brazil in action for the first time against the surprise semi-finalists from 4 years ago, Morocco. That should be a good game to watch out for tomorrow. Ball has gone out on this near side. It is a Bosnian throw-in. And we're going to see another change here, are we, for the Canadians? I thought I saw Cyril Larin getting ready. Yes, the number 9 will come on. And Tani Oloasi, who was the man that probably had the best chance for Canada, is the man that makes way. So Cyril Larin gets his 91st cap, the Southampton man. He scored 30 goals in those 90 caps. So even I can do the math, that's 1 in 3. Brought on here for the last 15 to 20 minutes to see if he can make something happen. Johnston is on the floor for Canada. There's a free kick for them as he picks himself up. Ryan Reynolds is still here, chatting to fans. And selfies are at a premium down there by the looks of things. Ball pump forward for Canada. Johnson with a header. He finds Ahmed. Nice little touch inside from him. Right footed outside of the ball towards Larin, who was making a run behind. Goalkeeper out to make the meet on that one. Substitutes almost combining there. Kolasnic just played that one straight out of play. It'll be a Canadian throw right under the eyebrows of his manager down there, Barbarez, the Bosnian coach. Here is Kone, the number 8 for Canada, who have still one more substitution up their sleeve. None for Bosnia, so we're not going to see Edin Dzeko making his World Cup appearance today. Kone for Canada, just inside the half, goes backwards to find, see if he can find another option. Cornelius. Yeah, I'm not sure they did. I think JT, was it 3 and 2? Canada, yeah, I think Canada have got one more, but we'll whatever. We'll cross that bridge if we need to. Here is Kone, and now Cornelius for Canada. Kone again on the far side this time to try and work themselves an angle. 13 minutes to play in normal time, plus anything to add on. We know we're going to get at least 3 minutes because of the hydration break. Kone trying to get inside towards Larin, and Sile Larin off the bench has put Canada in raptures. They are level. He's only been on the field a matter of minutes, but what was I saying about his goal scoring record? He has done it again, the number 9, and it is takeoff in Toronto for the Maple Leafs. Ryan Reynolds loves it. Canada love it. It is 1-1. Despair amongst the bench for Bosnia, but it is all square again. Kone from the left-hand side made a break inside to try and make something happen. Flicked on. Larin was central. He took a great first touch to get it under his spell. Onside, and just turned around the defender and poked home from all of about 16 yards. Goalkeeper nowhere near it. Flash shot. And Sile Larin has levelled it up for Canada. Jesse March loves it. The Canadian bench love it. 1-1. Game on with 10 minutes to play perhaps here in Toronto. Well. You have to say it's been coming. And some fresh legs for Canada certainly have made the impact here. And the stadium, which was just starting to wane a little bit because they haven't found their way through. One off the bar and one off the line. But Larin, the man, has got them back in the game. And now, can they kick on and try and find a winner? Wouldn't that be something for this rapturous home support? We saw the other host nation win yesterday in Mexico. Can Canada do the same? Ball forward from Bosnia, cut out and cleared over the top. Larin trying to make something happen here with Promise. It'll bounce between them. It's Promise with a shot, and it'll go wide. Bosnia claiming a handball. I think it did hit his hand. Promise has ended up on the deck, clutching his right ankle. But I think it's going to be a Bosnian goal kick out of all of that. Getting a replay again of the goal. Played onside was Larin by a good yard and a half, looking at that. Lovely touch and control to turn, and the weary legs of the Bosnian central defenders. And in fact, his shot was heavily deflected now, looking at that replay again. Off of Katic, and it's spun away from the goalkeeper and in. But he won't care, and they will not mind in the stands. Ball is out on the far touchline. Dedic shepherding out against Schaffelberg. Arms still crossed, as they have been for most of this game, for Barbarez, the Bosnian coach. But his team now level after holding out for a good hour. Have finally succumbed to the pressure. Now can they get forward? It was Tarovic, and he loses out to Cornelius. Ball over the top again, looking for Promise to try and get away, but it's a bit over hit. And the Bosnian goalkeeper will clear, but he'll clear straight into touch. Perhaps no. Dedic just keeps it in, but he couldn't keep possession. And Promise goes down on the far time, again clutching his ankle. Referee has seen that once before, says play on. Bosnia playing it long. Johnson in behind to try and clear up here for Canada, and does so nicely. Clears long towards Larin. Ahmed playing it on. Larin again trying to go in behind. Goalkeeper should come out and shepherd that one out, and does. Sees it out for a goal kick. One then here in Toronto. We've got a man down for Bosnia. It is the captain. Referee suggesting it's probably time to get up now. Physios are with him. They want a change. It was the instant, the hand motion, as we all know. Well said, Kolasinac, the captain. See what happens here then. But this is prime clock running down tactics here from the Bosnians, although it looks like he is going to come off here, Kolasinac. He's removing his captain's armband. So, JT, you were right. It looks like I was wrong, and they have got one more change up their sleeve here. Bosnia, and the captain is going to make way. Sad Kolasinac from left back. He was the man that deflected the shot onto the goal before, earlier on in the half, from Taniola Sway, and he is coming off, it seems, for the moment. Not sure where the armband ended up. We'll figure all that out in the next few minutes. While Bosnia sort themselves out a replacement, they're back underway with 10 men for the moment. In fact, it's happened off screen. Kolasinac has gone off, and he has been replaced by Bernic. Dennis Bernic, another of the German-based Bosnians, coming on for the last few minutes. And the Bosnians have a throw. Jesse Marsh has the ball in his hand. He wants them to get on with this quickly, so his team can get the ball back. That's probably encroachment. Referee was okay with it from the throw. Canada clear their lines briefly. And here's Kone. He tries to clear but slices. And it's come to the feet of Dasbar. Into the area dances he. And the ball runs away from him. And it's going to be a corner to Bosnia on the far side. So perhaps a chance here for the team that have been under the cosh for most of this game. Bazdar, one of the substitutes, trying to get around the back of LaHaye. And he goes down under the challenge, but the ball spun off him for a corner. 5 minutes to play plus stoppage time here in Toronto. Ball in from the corner. Well defended by a Canadian head. Swing and a shot missed on the edge of the penalty area, but it's still in possession for Bosnia. Dancing feet on the right-hand side of the box. He's crowded out by Canadian defenders, and they will clear. For a Shuffleberg now on the halfway line. It's come off a Bosnian heel and out for a goal kick, out for a throw at the halfway line. Canada another chance to get some players forward here. Throw-in goes long towards Promise, and it's bounced up and away for another throw, but this time it's gone the other way, and Bosnia will take it in a moment. They will have possession. Fingernails being bitten here for both sets of fans all around the stadium for both reasons. If Canada can get back, Canada can get ahead, what a moment that would be. And can Bosnia hold on now for a draw, or perhaps snatch a winner themselves? Cleared forward, only as far as the halfway line. Cornelius was there, it's flicked on again. And that ball's going to spin out, trying to prevent the corner, and does so. It's good defending from Katic back there, the number 18. Be a Canadian throw-in on the far side. Shuffleberg will take. And in fact, he's going to leave responsibilities to Alistair Johnston, who's come all the way across from right back to take this throw. So it'll be a long one. Good position for it here. In it comes towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by a Bosnian defender. Estakio was underneath it. He gives it back to Johnson. Chance to cross, does so. Again headed clear. And Bosnia will try and get out quickly here, and they will do. And away goes Demirovic against 2 defenders. He's got help if he needs it to the left. He'll have to check against LaHaye. And in fact, will end up slowing it down and going backwards. So good defending there from Canada. Gigovic, Demirovic, and he's lost possession. Schaffelberg will clear. Up towards Promise David. Against Katic. Goes down. And another foul there as well. Estaquillo was also fouled. And it'll be a Canadian free kick. Another chance from the dead ball. It's a long way out, but they've got a chance to throw a couple of bodies forward here. And they will take their time a little bit over just making sure that they are set. In fact, Estaquillo will go short on this free kick across the halfway line. Kone gets it back. Here's De Figueiredos, number 4, bounding forward on this right-hand side. Gives it to Ahmed. Back inside towards Johnson. Back to Ahmed again. 3 Bosnian defenders on this in this corner. Ahmed finds Kone. Back to Ahmed again. Chance to cross. Decides to go to Estaquillo. Try to flick it back in towards the penalty area. Tried to be too cute with that one. And it's smashed clear up in the air by a Bosnian defender and away. To Kone, and he is fouled. And that's going to be another Canadian free kick. With Kone hitting the deck. 1.5 minutes of standard time to play here in Toronto. Can Canada breach again the Bosnian dam here to find a winner? Derek Cornelius, number 13, left-footed towards Kone. 35 yards out, right-hand side of the field. Finds Johnston. Little tuck around the corner from him, trying to find Estaquillo. He couldn't get it under his spell. And Bosnia again will clear on the left-hand side. They go central. And trying to go long, trying to work something. Here's Tarovic just over the centre line. And Canada have it back. Estaquillo in there again. And Ahmed is fouled. And another free kick for Canada. Can't really hear you, JT, I'll be honest. But Stanley Cup Finals, just a reminder, on the screen now. A couple more games to go in that tremendous series between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. It gets back underway on Sunday night. 2 games to play. Perhaps. Yeah, I agree. We've had plenty of substitutions and the hydration break. Should be another good 5 or 6 minutes to play here. But meanwhile, it's Estaquillo, the captain, will take this Canadian free kick. He swings it in long. Goalkeeper's come and claimed it was too close to him. Safe hands from the Bosnian goalkeeper. And it looks like it is, looking at the very mini screen on the side of the Rexona board there. Then we are going to get 6 minutes of added time spot on from JT. Is there nothing that man cannot do? Bosnia have it inside the Canadian half. Demirovic couldn't get under his spell again. And everywhere Bosnia try to turn, they find a Canadian defender in front of them. But maybe here, Balzdar, the substitute, can he keep that in? He has. And he perhaps has won a throw. No, it's gone the Canadian way, I believe. Yes, and it has. It's going to be a throw to Canada. Didn't quite keep that under his spell down here in the near side corner. A sea of red all around. Can they find a winner? We're going to get a substitution here for Canada late in the game. Their final one. And it's Estaquillo, the captain, who's come off. He has not stopped running all afternoon. And he's going to be replaced by Jonathan Osrio for his 91st cap, another Toronto native. Bosnia have it here, and that might break for them. It does. But again, red shirts everywhere. No time to turn. He's won a free kick. No, he hasn't. Referee waved that away. And Canada will get clear. That might have been a free kick. Yes, it will. Promise David trying to get away. And he has fouled Muramovic just inside the half here, just as he tried to get clear for the run. Muramovic on the deck, the number 4 for Bosnia. It was a nice weaving run there from the number 19, Agrabovic, the sub, but ended up going down fairly cheaply. I'm not sure about that, though. That was a foul against Promise David, but Referee's giving it. And Bosnia will have a chance here to float one in stoppage time, of which we've already played. As you can see on screen, 2 minutes of the 6. It's going to be Gigovic to take this free kick for Bosnia. He's gone short across to midfield. Pumped forward by Dedic. Out to the right-hand side. And Kansas didn't deal with the first ball very cleanly. And they haven't really dealt with that either. It's come to... And now he's going to be run away and fouled. Is Larin, the goal scorer, and a yellow card for Katic, who's been walking that tightrope all afternoon. It has to be said he's finally into the referee's book for a cynical challenge there on the Canadian goal scorer, Sarah Larin. It was quite literally right in front of the referee, because we're seeing it from RefCam hauled down. Was Larin, and Canada have wasted the possession of that, because as we come back from the replay, the ball is spinning out for a Bosnian goal kick at the far end. Well, I'm not sure that either side will mind a point if it stays the same for another 3 minutes or so. But Canada, you feel, have got the chance to go on in this tournament and go on well if this is the performance that they've given us in this first game. Ball pinging around in the centre of the field. It's Kone for Canada. He's robbed by Balzdar, and it spins away from him. And Cornelius will, I was going to say clear up, but he's just given it away to Gigovic. He loses out. Shuffleberg coming back to make the challenge. 2 minutes on the clock plus anything extra that the referee wants to add on. Kone for Canada. Osrio, the latest substitute, number 21. He will march forward. No one around him. Plenty of space to run into. And plays a right-footed cross ball. Here's Ahmed on the edge of the penalty area. Chance for him to peel one in. Up in the air, goalkeeper comes and claims. Good take from the Bosnian keeper. Not so many options there for Ahmed. Promise and Larry were in there, but goalkeeper with a nice take there to pick that one out of the sky, and he kicks long, and he's just given possession straight back to the Canadians. 90 seconds or so to play in Toronto. One more roll of the dice perhaps to snatch the 3 points. Here is Ahmed, number 20, on the right-hand side. Goes back across. Cornelius, the number 13. All of the Canadian players inside the Bosnian half. Out wide to Shuffleberg on the left-hand side. Osrio trying to direct some traffic here. Goes wide again. And that ball is played down the channel towards Leray into the penalty area. Twisting, turning, keeping his feet. Simon Larin blocked. Oh, it's pinging around inside the penalty area, and Bosnia will clear. And for a moment there, you thought that the door might be opened again for Cyril Larin. But a great defensive block. 30 seconds to play. Cornelius. De Firos. He's not got a chance to play a ball. Has to go back central. Cornelius again. Forward it goes. Here is Ahmed on the right-hand side, number 20, right up against the touchline. Chance to see if he can figure out a cross. He goes short to Johnston. He gets fouled, does Ahmed. Referee waves it away. Ball went out for a goal kick, and that might be all she wrote. Cyril Larin again this time. It was a left-footed strike, and there was two men in there for Bosnia throwing their bodies on the line to make sure that one didn't squeeze through, unlike the first one, and that will be all she wrote. Full time in Toronto in a very exciting opener for the second of our three hosts. Canada, much the better team. An early goal after 20 minutes from Jovo Lukic, his first for his country, set Bosnia on their way. The bus was parked for most of the second half. Canada hit the bar. They had one off the line as well before substitute Cyril Larin came off the bench to nick one for an equaliser. Tremendous game in Toronto. Canada, you feel, really have a foothold in this group with that draw and the performance that they've displayed. It'll be a much trickier test for them next they've got Qatar next on Thursday. You only get one of the Canadian game that I won't be doing in the group. They will be top of the group for the moment. It has finished 1-1, all tied up. The second game in Group B coming tomorrow between Qatar and Switzerland, which I'll be on in this time slot tomorrow. But it has finished up here in Group B in Toronto. A very, very good Canada side won. Bosnia won. There is how the group stands. Thank you, JT, for that. And that is Group B done for today. The first of the two matches on this World Cup Friday. And of course, there, as you see on screen, the big one tonight at SoFi Stadium. That is on the Ultimate Sports Network. If you're listening to us on what have been watching us on JBM, thanks for your company. We're back tomorrow for Qatar, Switzerland, which is going to be another USN game, as that will be between the US and Paraguay. Don't forget, Marlins against the Wolves in the hockey as well. That is coming up tonight with Jarek. That's a big game as well as the Calder Cup gets underway. Knicks Spurs tomorrow in the NBA Finals at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as that tremendous series continues. And talking of tremendous series, the Stanley Cup playoffs continue on Sunday night. It's a Sunday double for Matthew Owens. It's NASCAR at Pocono with myself, and then he's going to have to be tortured while sitting through a potential Hurricane Stanley Cup win, playoff win against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. They could clinch the series with a win on Sunday. It is going to be massive. For everyone at JB Sports and for everyone at the Ultimate Sports Network, I've been Matt White. That has been the opening game in Group B in Toronto. A good one to start the group. Canada won, Bosnia and Herzegovina won. Thank you for your company. We'll see you tomorrow.